Hey guys, welcome back. So what we're looking at today is lesson 9, multiplying rational numbers. So backwards in time, a traffic safety engineer was studying travel patterns along a highway. She set up a camera and recorded the speed and direction of cars and trucks that passed by the camera. Positions to the east of the camera are positive and to the west are negative. Here are some positions and times for one car. So we've got this here. In which direction was the car traveling? So notice, at -3 seconds, it's negative 180, then negative 120, then negative 60, then 0, then 60, and then 120. So the camera recorded the speed and direction of the cars and trucks that passed by the camera. Speeds to the east of the camera are positive, so these are east. Speeds to the west are negative, so that means this car is traveling east. What is its velocity? So if we take the negative 180 and divide it by negative 3, we get a positive 60. If we take negative 120 and divide it by negative 2, we get positive 60. If we take negative 60 divided by negative 1, we get 60. So guess what? Our velocity is 60 feet per second. What does it mean when the time is 0? That's the time when the car passes the camera. So that means it's right at the camera for that time. What could it mean to have a negative time? It's before the car reaches the camera. All right, here are the positions for a different car whose velocity is negative 50 feet per second. Complete the table with the rest of the positions. So notice this one's traveling west, so that means its feet here will be 50, then 100, and then 150. In which direction is this car traveling? Well, like I said, it is traveling west, since we have a negative velocity. All right, complete the table for several different cars passing the camera. So we have car C, velocity is 25, time after passing the camera in seconds is 10, ending position is 250, 25 times 10 is 250. So here we have negative 20 times 30. That'll be negative 600. So negative 20 times 30 equals negative 600. Now we have 32 times negative 40, which is going to give us a negative 1,280. Car F, negative 35, is its velocity times negative 20, which will give us a positive 700. 700 would be its ending position. And then negative 15 times negative 8, which will give us a positive 120. So if the car is traveling east when it passes the camera, will its position be positive or negative 60 seconds before it passes the camera? So if it's traveling east, it'll be negative before passing the camera. Before passing the camera. Now, if we multiply a positive number and a negative number, is the result positive or negative? So when we multiply negative and positive, the result is negative. It's always going to be negative when we multiply a negative and a positive together. If a car is traveling west when it passes the camera, will its position be positive or negative 60 seconds before it passes? So it will be at a positive position beforehand. And if we multiply two negative numbers, is the result positive or negative? It is positive. Two negative numbers multiplied together give us a positive solution. A positive and a negative give us a negative solution, and 2 positives give us a positive solution. All right, so we can see that, skipping down, fill in the shaded boxes in the multiplication square below. So we've got this big old multiplication square, and we want to fill in the remaining shaded spaces. So we've got 5 and 5, so 5 times 5 is 25. And we've got 4 times 5, which would be 20, and 3 times 5, which is 15, 2 times 5 is 10, 1 times 5 is 5, 0 times 5 is 0. So I'm going to fill in the rest of this table so then you can see how these pairings match up, okay? So I completed the rest of the table. So what we can see here, notice the patterns. If we're taking, this is the positive side, we're taking positive by positive, we get a positive solution. If we do positive and negative, we get a negative solution. If we do negative and positive, we get a negative solution. But if we do negative and negative, we get a positive solution. So what does this tell you about the multiplication with negative numbers? A positive number multiplied by a negative number is negative. But a negative number multiplied by a negative number is positive. So a negative times a negative is a positive. A negative times a positive is a negative. All right, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. Your keyword for this lesson is product. Product. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. Bye. Have a wonderful